Hello and welcome back to another episode of The Great Ace Attorney. Last time we solved the mystery of Asugi's death and we took his place as the attorney representative of Japan in Britain. This time we are indeed going to visit Britain. Episode 3, The Runaway Room. Hold on. Actually, let's start with this. The Adventure of the Runaway Room. Let's start like this instead of the save. Show the screen. Let's go.
記録を読み返すと、あれは19世紀の終わり、厳しい冬のことだった。事件は霧深い深夜のロンドンの街路をひた走る乗り合い馬車の中で起こった。馬車には被害者と容疑者の両名のみ、複数の人間がその事件を目撃した。一体誰が想像しただろうか、この単純極まりない事件があのような恐ろしい結末を迎えることになろうとは。我が友シャーロック・ホームズはあの事件を振り返ってこう言った。思えばあの事件こそは序曲だったのかもしれないね。忘れがたきあの日本人留学生と演じた長い競争曲の始まりだ。
Sorry, Joe. Hi. I was watching the cinematic.
すごい。これって本当に駅なのでしょうか。
駅にせよ違うにせよ、これほどの建造物は見たことがございませんね。
蒸気機関車があんなにたくさん。何なんだこの国は。
なんだか夢みたいです。
これが大英帝国の帝都。
どう？あんたたち。
はい。
乗りなよ。どこへだって連れて行ってやるぜ。
それでは官庁街の高等法院へお願いします。
いいとも。あんたたち最近流行りの留学生ってやつかい？そうかい。それなら楽しんでいってくれよな。ようこそ世界の中心、大英帝国の帝都ロンドンへ。
Welcome to London indeed. February 9:21 a.m. High Court of Justice, Chief Justice Office. What an impressively huge room. How do I put this? The ambience here is incredibly overwhelming. It's almost suffocating. It almost feels like a stronghold. It has been decades since Japan opened its doors to the world. Although late storm endings are becoming commonplace in our country as well, but the awe of seeing the real thing up close is completely different, isn't it? Everything here feels alien compared to the houses made of wood and paper in Japan. You're right about everything feeling alien, but I'm pretty sure there's more to it than just the difference of our country's architecture. So what is this place? We are at the British Empire's High Court of Justice. This is the Lord Chief Justice's office. Lord Chief Justice? I see. Joseph Dredd. This is just Judge Dredd's office. No, it's just a reference. Anyhow. Had all gone according to plan. Our country's exchange students will have come here to report their arrival today. Tasugi's gone now. Yes, he is. Such. All that we can do now is play the role of emissaries. 2 emissaries sent to report Kazuma's death and nothing more. Emissaries, huh? Once these emissaries pass on their message, they must promptly return home. Return home? Just like that? In other words, in order for us to remain in this country, I would have to become the substitute law exchange student, correct? Yes, the exchange student must have the qualifications to be an attorney as well. Attorney, right. No pressure then. In the British Empire, it appears that attorneys are appointed by the Lord Chief Justice himself. Here and now, you must be appointed as such. It is the only chance we have to stay in the Great British Empire. Can I really do this? Oh, my friends! I've kept you waiting. Look at that guy. Oh. The journey across the broad ocean from the Empire of Japan must have been quite arduous. My apologies. It seems I am 1 hour, 12 minutes and 47 seconds late to our agreed time. Oh no, there is nothing to apologize about. We both love standing here vacantly, just like statues. That is good to hear. I wish I had tea as well. I'm the Lord Chief Justice of the British Empire, Heart Vortex. Wow, the aura he's giving off is incredible. Naruto, this is where you stand firm. It is an honor to meet you, Lord Chief Justice Vortex, my lord. I hail from the Empire of Japan. My name is Ryunosuke Naruhodo. Master Naruhodo. Welcome to London, capital of England. My country cordially welcomes your arrival. Thank you very much. Honestly, he looks like a JoJo character. No, literally. I didn't watch JoJo and I feel he looks like one. Let's actually present my badge to him. My armband. Oh, it's not a badge. It's an armband. Let's present an armband. Nope. No Chief Justice Vortex. There's something I'd like for you to look at. If I were to thoroughly examine what you've given me and offer an official opinion, it will probably cost 24 seconds of my time. Huh? Are you planning on showing me something that is in fact worth 24 seconds of my valuable time? Actually, never mind. Yep, they don't react to the badge, I guess. Let's talk to him. Imperial Capital London. So, what is your impression of our capital, London? Well, the cat's got my tongue. I'm so nervous that I can't remember even a single thing. I must say, sir, it's been truly wonderful. Oh! I have seen the city of London while striding on the coach from the railway station. Everything has been so overwhelming, so impressive. So impressive. Words can't describe my awe. That is good to hear. The railways, water, gas, and communication conduits stretching across the city. They're all state-of-the-art technology. No visitor has ever failed to notice their beauty. Yes, indeed, I noticed it all. Wow, you really saved me, Susato. I'm glad you're here. Plus, the people in the city are so bright and happy. It's downright infectious. Agreed. London's been booming as of late, and we're currently preparing for the coming World's Fair. World's Fair? What do you mean, like the Exposition Universelle? I think it's the Exposition Universelle. I needed to use my French accent in this one. Exposition Universelle. Okay. Quite. The fruits of all the world's culture and artistry are to be gathered and exhibited here. You can expect it to eclipse that Parisian trifle. Yeah, as I said, it was French. It shall be the greatest World's Fair of all. World's Fair? This is grander than I could have ever imagined. I'm just in awe. That emotion is perfectly apt to describe all of our greatest nation's capital, London. It's that gesture that made me think that he is a JoJo character. That arms opening wide like so. He's definitely confident about this. From the oriental land of the rising sun to the great empire on which the sun never sets. It's nothing short of fate that you would journey here. Let's talk serious now. Lord Chief Justice Vortex? Regarding the Lord Exchange students, as I recall, Kazuma Asugi was his name. Huh? Oh, yes sir. Our government has already learned about that incident via telegram. He lost his life on board a steamship en route to the Great British Empire, I am told. Should have guessed that he'd already known about it. My country expresses our deepest condolences to yours. Oh, thank you very much. Surely you didn't travel all this way just to inform me of his death. We did. Come today as emissaries from the Empire of Japan to report his death. I've heard that your country heavily values politeness. I see that to be true. However, I truly regret to say, since the attorney is dead, we have no other option than to halt this student exchange. Please wait! What is it that you need, young lady? There is something that Ryunosuke Naruhodo here would like to say regarding this matter. Master Naruhodo? Here it comes, the moment of truth. There it is. My lord, would it be possible to find some way to continue the exchange process? Of course, our country desires the very same. However, as long as your country's attorney is absent, nothing can be done about it. Then, what if our country could provide another attorney? What a strange thing to say. Huh? Per the plans, your country should only have sent us a single attorney. An attorney by the name of Kazuma Asuki. That is all I've heard on the matter. About that... yeah, this is bad indeed. I can't allow myself to make any outrageous remarks in front of the Lord Chief Justice. Naruhodo? I could mess everything up if I don't choose my words carefully. What do I do? Our country has another attorney ready, and about that attorney is... me, of course, duh. I will be the attorney. Ha! You will? I'll be honest, I'm not qualified for the job. not qualified, and yet you still call yourself an attorney? But I have stood in court as an attorney before. It was just once though. And I saw he was helping me, and I was the defendant too. I studied as much as I could for our arrival in the Great British Empire. On the SS Eau Claire, I studied this country's law and its trials. The voyage here is about 50 days. That's some light studying, if you can even call it that. If you want to qualify as an attorney in Britain, you would need not only a law degree, but also multiple years of practice in an inn of court. I know it's far too short of a time to learn everything, but I can't turn tail and run home now, not like this. So his journey had only just begun. He came to the British Empire to carry on his will. I know I seem like I'm getting in over my head saying this, but I'll take on any evaluation necessary if it means being recognized as an attorney. Please, I just need one chance. I beg of you. 31 seconds. I see. What that was how long your appeal took, Master Naruhodo. Not too short, not too long. It was perfectly moderate appeal. An attorney needs that kind of intuition. Thank you. I'll assess your worth with an evaluation. After all, I always enjoy a good show. Huh? Let's make one thing clear, Master Naruhodo. Sir? You want to carry on through his will. Is that the absolute truth? Yes, that is what I promised to do. I see. Can't help but wonder, why did his expression change like that? Very well. As you wish, I will give you one chance. One evaluation which decides if you become a specially appointed attorney. Accept or refuse. Really, sir? Yeah. We got it. Evaluation. So, what would this evaluation consist of? I ask of you, Master Naruhodo, what is an attorney's job? It would be to stand in court and plead your client's case, of course. Exactly. Therefore, why don't we have you do just that? What? This is perfect timing. Conveniently, there is a trial set to start today. Wow! Immediately a trial. Wow. That's amazing. But no one has stepped up to accept the defense, so we've been at a loss. It's going to start today? If you obtain a full acquittal in this trial, you pass. You couldn't find a more simple evaluation, could you? That's true, but could you perhaps divulge some details about this trial? As I recall, it was... right. A murder case. Murder? Come now, it's a simple case. There is no way you'd lose. He says it so nonchalantly. However, you should be aware that in the worst case scenario, if your defendant happens to be found guilty, he won't be able to avoid his condemnation. Condemnation? You mean the death penalty? In our Great British Empire, murder is punishable by hanging. I do expect the books you read on your voyage revealed at least this much. Who would approve of such a dangerous evaluation? It's nothing more than playing games with the defendant's life. I, the Lord's Chief Justice, approved it myself. You still call the game knowing that? He's basically going balls to the wall with me and the defendant. Wow, I love this guy. I like the Chief Justice now. What? That's insane. There's no need to overthink it. All you have to do is avoid defeat. My defense will determine the fate of the defendant. And if I fail him, it's death by hanging. Master Naruhodo, you call yourself an attorney. Thus, you must show your resolve, along with your intent to succeed your dearest friend's will. I hope you can show me the strength of your resolve. My resolve. What now? You don't have anything to say? I'm sorry to say this, but there isn't much time until the trial begins. If you are going to do it, you have to commit to it now. What will you do? Accept it, of course, come on. What am I supposed to say to justify our proposal? Accept immediately. Then I will politely... It's no good, I can't get the words out. 15 seconds. There is an issue with how long you took to make your decision. It is yet another important qualification. Yes, this is just as I had thought. Huh? Ultimately, this is what your gallant resolve amounts to. Come on! I withdraw my offer of an evaluation. Thank you for your report. Wow! I shall arrange a boarding ticket for tomorrow. You would do well to return to the Far East. Wow, he won 80 on me immediately. Just because you couldn't get the words out of your mouth, Mr. Naruhodo. Come on, dude! Get yourself together. I understand. I am grateful for the opportunity you gave me, Lord Chief Justice. Naruhodo. I'm so sorry, Susato. There is no need to apologize. I understand your decision, of course. You do? In these circumstances, your decision of whether you will stand as an attorney or not. For you, Naruhodo, the question has nothing to do with the matter of resolve. What do you mean by that? It's definitely true that I want to be an attorney, no matter what it costs me, but even then, that's no excuse for me to talk about resolve and act as if it justifies risking the defendant's life. Joe, is it lagging a bit or something? Just saying. Okay, let's continue then. That is my opinion on the matter. To the client, their trial means a lot more than some evaluation. I believe that an attorney fights for the client's sake each time they stand in court. But, from the client's point of view, their trial is a single crucial battle that will decide their fate. It's raining with a thunderstorm outside. This is a problem. If the stream cuts off, that means that I got a blackout. I'm sorry about that. I don't think I'm qualified to handle that battle. Thank you for your time, Lord Chief Justice Vortex. Please excuse us. Wait, Master Naruhodo. Yes, what is it? Traveling from here to the Old Bailey typically takes about 20 minutes by coach. If you leave immediately, you should make it there in time. But just so you're aware, what I told you earlier was no joke. There truly isn't a single soul who's willing to stand as the accused's defense. What? Should this keep up, the court will proceed in the absence of an attorney. If that happens, there can be no doubt whatsoever that there is nothing at the end of that tunnel but the worst possible conclusion. That's absurd! And yet, its verity is undeniable. would such a situation be allowed to happen? Suggest that you do not assume that all of your inquiries will be provided with a reply. In any case, the only individual with the potential to change the defendant's fate at this point is none other than you. I can say that with utmost certainty. But that's... Now then, may I ask you a question, young miss? Huh? Yes, what is it? Under these new circumstances, should one decide to stand as an attorney? Should one decide to stand as an attorney or else decline? Personally speaking, I believe that choice would indeed be a matter of the individual's resolve. One moment, please. Okay, we can resume. Ah! We will have to end our talk here. It's about time for my conference. I must depart in 2 minutes and 16 seconds. And with that, please enjoy yourselves in London to your heart's content. He left. The Old Bailey, huh? If you are to go, we ought to depart at once. Yeah, let's go. 18th of February, 9:45 AM, Old Bailey, defendant lobby. There are still 15 minutes left until the trial. We've managed to make it in time. I had no idea coaches could run so fast. I thought I was going to bite my tongue off. That reminds me of a line from the stories of Sherlock Holmes. Good coachman, an extra guinea for you, if you get us there in 5 minutes. Our coachman may have been offered a similar incentive considering how fast we were going. Oh my god, the thunderstorm is very strong. I'm really terrified. Having to pay in exchange for a near-death experience doesn't really feel like a fair trade. However, we did arrive before the beginning of the trial, yes? Yeah, you're right. I must say though, this is quite strange. We should have been able to meet with the defendant once we arrived. I've spoken with the bailiffs, but the defendant is nowhere to be found. Defendant lobby. Oh, I would save here just in case I get a blackout. Is something the matter, Naruto? The atmosphere here is so tense. It's no different from our own country's Supreme Court. This feeling is the crushing anxiety of someone who's about to be judged. I can recognize it since I just experienced it myself not too long ago. I'm sure it has a feeling of deep hopelessness. Oh my, you two over there! You came all the way here! I can tell you two must have your own fair share of troubles. Those impassive, almost blank faces bring to mind the people of the Orient. The two of us came from Japan. Oh yes, I understand. Well, say no more then. So, how much will it be? Well, just... Oh, no, I understand fully. I can sympathize with your situation. Oh, the despair of being in a foreign land, with nowhere to eat or sleep, and penniless too. Right, it's true that we haven't really decided on a place to stay, but... that is alright. Anyway, 1,000 guineas. Don't say a word, my friend. Take them. Yeah. Hey, what? 1,000 guineas? What's the matter, Susato? You were really loud just now. 1,000 guineas would be... That's enough to erect a mansion in the wealthiest neighborhoods of Tokyo. What? This is nothing. Despite appearances, I am prepared for unexpected troubles. I have enough assets in the reserve to buy London 2, or perhaps even 3 times over. What kind of unexpected troubles are you imagining? Anyway, we can't simply accept that much money. Whoa! You just hit me in the face with that coin. Of course, I'm not just handing this money over to you for free. I have just one simple request. Huh? Oh no, honestly, it really is quite embarrassing for me to say this, but you see, my trial is about to begin. Ah, here's the defendant. Therefore, I have a proposal. I will request that you stand by my side in court as my attorney, yes? Huh? But we... Oh no, it will be fine. All I need for you is to stand there. For you. Just stand there. After all, at this rate, my trial will proceed without the need of an attorney. Should have known. But the lawsuit justice said was true after all. Excuse me, do pardon me, but could you possibly be the defendant of this trial? Oh my, could it be? You don't know of me, the great celebrity of London. Right, you see, we only just arrived in London this morning. Now I see. I suppose that does make sense. Over near Hyde Park, there is a second public park which I find rather beautiful. A park, sir? Yes. Megundal Park. In spring, lovely flowers bloom and the birds sing. It was born from my humble donations, you see. What? You mean you funded the park? A capital where smiles never cease. That is my dream. Where smiles never cease. That is my dream. I, Cosney Megundal, will never fail to fight for that ideology. It's amazing. Honestly, you're incredibly admirable. And despite all my generosity, to call me, Cosney Megundal, of all people, a criminal? The almighty London police are but a shadow of their former glory. Don't you agree? He's hyperventilating now. At any rate, Naruto, shall we introduce ourselves while the defendant is busy hyperventilating? Let's do that. Mr. Megundal, sir, the truth is, we traveled to this great British Empire to London so that we could study the law as law exchange students. And if you have no attorney, if you'd like, maybe you could be an assistant. Well, yes, haven't we been discussing that very favor? Stand by my side and you shall receive 1,000 guineas. It says that, but something feels strangely off about this. Oh yes, I understand. Huh? Perhaps this is what you're thinking right now. This fishy Briton won't stop bragging about all of his money. If he has so much money, why doesn't he have a competent defense lawyer? Naturally, this suspicious Briton is without a doubt guilty. Isn't that right? Huh? Well, you see... No way. No, not at all. It's just, in all honesty, the question of why you have no lawyer is really weighing on my mind. It is because of the bringer of death, the Grim Reaper of Old Bailey. What? The Grim Reaper? Seriously? That is the name of the press has given to Lord Baroque Van Zeeks, and he is this trial's prosecutor. Wow, his name is amazing. I have the feeling I'm going to like this guy even before I see him. But Lord Baroque Van Zeeks, I have a feeling I'm going to love this prosecutor. Just by his name alone. Does the prosecutor really kill people? For those he prosecutes, they say, the Reaper has come to collect his due. And so, to this day, in the court of the Deathbringer, the number of defendants who have lived is 0. Not a single one. Yep, this guy never lost a case. As well. Not only that, he's never lost a case. What are you saying? And suddenly, no lawyer remained who would be willing to stand up against the Grim Reaper himself. It would be appropriate to call him a legend of the Old Bailey, I'd wager. Lord Baroque Van Zeeks. No, not all of them. Hello! The only prosecutor who never lost is Manfred von Karma, and we dethroned him. And we dethroned him in the first game. Godot was a beginner. I mean, his first case was against us. This guy is literally von Karma on steroids. He must be truly outstanding prosecutor. No, that's not quite right. Perhaps it would be more accurate to say he is cursed instead. Cursed? What exactly does that mean? Defendant and his attorney as well. It's time for the trial to begin. Make your way to the Crown Court at once. Attorney? They mean me. Oh, the time finally approaches. Well now, I'll be counting on you. But I don't even know anything about the case. On top of that, Mr. McGundle, we haven't even finished talking. Until the moment you two arrived, I have been prepared for the worst. Huh? Without an attorney, I knew I would have to defend myself all alone. Standing as your own attorney. But then you appeared before me. What's more, you are a scholar of law. This cannot be a coincidence. One might even call it a fate. I beg of you, please do not abandon me. Even now, I don't know a single thing about the case or the defendant. But I do know one thing. Right now, I can't turn my back and leave this man behind. Naruhodo! He'd stand and be just as judge in court, without a weapon to fend for himself. I'm sure Asugi would be the first to jump to his aid. Attorney, what are you doing? If you don't arrive in the Crown Court in time, you will not be allowed into the courtroom. Understood. We will be there immediately. Let's go. Let's go. Let's see Mr. Van Zeeks himself. This is where it begins. My first trial in the Great British Empire. Suki. watching. Just watch, just what I can accomplish now. Let's do it. This is the moment. February, exactly 10 AM, Old Bailey Crown Court. Ah, the jury! Yep. So this is the Crown Court of the British Empire, Old Bailey itself. Like the courts of Japan, I can feel the weight of the way of this court, his history. If you're feeling lag, Joe, it's not lag, it's FPS. It's FPS drop. It's from the game. The melancholy about this room says more than words ever could. No matter where you travel, the feeling never differs when a man's fate hangs in the balance. By the way, Naruto, might I ask you something? Yes, what is it? Your eyes are dotting all about the room again, just like before. There is not much I can really do about that. It's a nervous habit of his. There he is! Oh my god! Hello, Baroque! In the name of Her Majesty the Queen, we declare this court is now in session. The trial of Cosney Maganda will now commence. I ask you, prosecution and defense, have you fully prepared your cases? The prosecution is ready. It must be the Grim Reaper of the Old Bailey. I can certainly feel a dark aura, as if he really could reap someone's life. You, Japanese attorney, do you have trouble understanding English? Oh, sorry, I just wasn't focused. Being asked if my argument is ready right now, but I'm not exactly in any situation to say that we're ready. Exactly, Joe, he looks indeed like an evil Edgeworth. Yep. I agree with that, Joe, completely. I like that expression of yours, Japanese boy. Trepidation, fear, unease, as you desperately stifle those emotions. You cling to your false illusion of courage to face me. It is an expression of recklessness. Quite fitting. One whose fate is already sealed. Ugh, I'm so tense, my limbs are starting to feel numb. Defendant Cosney Maganda. Yes? You are on trial and suspected of murder. If you are declared guilty, you will be put to death. You will be leaving such an important trial to a Japanese man. Are you absolutely sure? I have always believed that we must give opportunity to the young, you see. Even if the young in this case are two exchange students from a tiny eastern nation, I must have the courage to boldly entrust my fate to the weak, without fear. That is precisely what our proud great British Empire's chivalrous spirit is all about. Chivalrous or chivalrous are both correct pronunciation of that word. Oh, that is our Mr. Mengundal. Our London celebrity is truly a broad-minded man. Hey, I heard the man donated £5,000 to the government recently. Maybe I want to go play in Mengundal's park. It appears our good audience supports Mr. Mengundal. That does help our case greatly. He really has a way with words, doesn't he? But even then, nobody else would stand alongside him as his defense. Very well, defendant, you have an admirable outlook. And now, you all prepared as well? Sensible citizens chosen by the capital. Oh yes, I've been ready to hand down punishment to evil scoundrels. I always say that word wrong. Allow me to dispose of the rubbish as per my master's orders. Ha! Hard luck for you guys to run into us. It's cold in here. Oh yes, Jimmy, quite prepared. I'm just getting these mittens for my grandchild. Rudo, those people must be the jurors. We don't have the system yet in Japan. Yes, indeed. The Great British Empire's courts, a verdict is decided by the judges, and these 6 jurors. It's just decides based purely on the law. The jurors decide based on their consensus. Judgment is passed on the defendant based on those two points of view. But how do the jurors render a verdict to begin with? Well, I'm sure that will naturally come to light as we proceed through this trial. Yeah, naturally. Lord Baroque van Zix. Yes, my lord. How many years has it been since you cast aside the courtroom and your prestige with it? Is the title Grim Reaper truly worth being called prestige? Alas, I believe it has been 5 years. Yeah, he hasn't prosecuted in 5 years. That's the problem. He has never lost a single case, but he hasn't prosecuted in 5 years. And yet you have returned to stand at the prosecutor's bench once again. Is there something you're anticipating from this trial? I will leave that to your imagination, my lord. This brooding Grim Reaper fellow cast aside the court for 5 years, returning as a legend. Why did his revival have to be today of all days? Yep. No, don't hang your head like that. Court welcomes your return. Now I must request your opening statements regarding this case. Acknowledge. As you all know, this case couldn't be more trivial. As we all know, except for the defense. The incident transpired 3 days ago at around 10 PM. The victim is thrice fired mortar, a bricklayer by trade. Thrice fired? Skilled man indeed. I've heard that the bricks he fired have never broken. Whoa, oh my god, that's gruesome. The victim was found dead in an omnibus mid-transit. It is believed that the cause of death is the stab wound from a large knife. Here is the autopsy report from the yard's forensics doctors. Very well, the court will accept it as evidence. I will read it later. And the crime scene photo, of course. There is one more. I wish to present this evidence as well. Why, this is blood. Are these stained? These are stained with blood. Exactly. When the police arrived at the scene, the defendant was found wearing those very gloves at the time of arrest. What? There was blood of Mr. McGunter's gloves? court will accept these crucial pieces of evidence. Okay. Seriously? He's being driven into a corner from the very start again. Let's continue. According to the coachman's testimony, when the incident occurred, there were only 2 guests within the coach. Only 2? Really? One of them was the deceased, Claire, Mr. Mortar. The only other person was the defendant, Cosney McGondal. Wow, look at the way he points his finger. You weak, pathetic fool. Wow, that's menacing. Yes, that is rather decisive. Do you have anything to say, defendant? Yes, of course. I truly have no memory of having done anything of the sort. Mr. McGondal. Indeed, I did ride that omnibus on the night of the murder. Whenever I ride in a coach, I always end up falling asleep. So you mean to claim that you were sleeping? The swaying of the coach puts me at ease, you see. When I opened my eyes, the cold body of a stranger lay before me. It's human nature to try and help someone falling before you, don't you think? So I reached out my hands to him, paying no mind to the blood that would stain my gloves. So that must have been when those gloves were stained. I regret to say this, but the facts that point to the celebrity's guilt do not end here. What? Still more evidence? When the bricklayer was stabbed by the murder weapon, the moment of his death was seen by multiple witnesses. Order! Order! Order in the court! When the incident transpired, only the victim and defendant were in the coach. Not only that, but when the crime was committed, multiple witnesses were present. This is no longer just decisive. One would call this evidence lethal. I understand the situation quite well. We should first listen to the witnesses who saw the incident unfold. As you wish. Now, bring forth the witnesses! You may begin, witnesses. State your names and occupations. Everyone calls me Bad Boy, yes? I work as a coachman driving an omnibus in the East End. Oscar Fairplay. I work at as a bank clerk in the city. Adam Lady first to I'm a millionaire. I make hats for men. First, allow me to verify. At around 10 PM, 3 days ago, all of you were witnesses to the incident that transpired in the omnibus during transit. Is that correct? Yes. Indeed. But of course. Then we shall move on. I order you to testify. Speak the truth of what you saw during this incident. Okay. It was the last trip of that night. There were few passengers, so I remember it well. The defendant and the victim were both sitting within the coach. But then, The defendant suddenly stabbed him in the gut with a knife. Yes, he was indeed stabbed in the gut. I ended up screaming in shock. Astonished by that scream, I stopped the horses, and I saw it too. Truly a clear testimony. You are correct. Clear is an apt word. For the incident which unfolded in that omnibus was seen quite clearly by these witnesses. Excuse me, might I say something? What is it? It's about this testimony. To be honest, I'm having difficulty wrapping my head around how anything about it is clear. Whatever do you mean? This incident occurred within a moving omnibus, correct? Yes, surely that point has been made abundantly clear by now. Then, just how exactly these two witnesses happened to see the crime unfolding? It's a moving coach. They couldn't possibly have seen what happened inside. Good grief. I had heard stories claiming that the culture of this oriental island was quite behind the times, but it is rather incredible for you to be this ignorant of the omnibuses running through London. Huh? I have to ask, Japanese boy, have you ever boarded an omnibus? I have not. I mean, after all, we just arrived in London this morning. Very well. You would do well to look upon it with your own eyes. The very scene of the incident. What do you mean, sir? The very scene of the incident? Horse-drawn coach is able to move. I suppose you should understand that much at least. It's an omnibus. It moves slow as molasses. It's not a coach. Well, yes. For this trial, we had the omnibus moved to the Old Bailey. What? The omnibus was brought here? Bailiff? Bring in the omnibus! There it is. The scene of the crime itself. He brought the scene of the crime to the court. So this is the omnibus. I can't believe they brought the omnibus in. The British courts really are something else. Yes, with 2 benches mounted on the top, this coach can transport 8 passengers at most. 4 individuals can be seated in the interior. Similarly, there are full seats on the roof. Common sightseeing is your desire, then right upon the roof seats of the omnibus. Any child of London would tell you this. Oh, the FPS drop is huge here. Incidentally, with the skylight present on the roof, one may choose to peer into the interior of the coach. From the skylight? Oh! So the truth finally becomes clear to you too. At the time of the incident, these 2 witnesses were seated on the roof seats of the omnibus. It was from there that they witnessed the incident within the coach. They saw it through the skylight of the omnibus. Do you understand now? So yeah, so it's like a double-decker bus in modern day layman terms. I understand now. Yep. I thought it was because it was slow. Never mind then. So that's what's going on. Even so, I've never heard the scene of the crime itself presented as evidence. He said my words exactly. The vestiges of the crime committed within the omnibus are still clear. Thus, should be presented as evidence. That is the prosecution's official stance. Nice wig there, Judge. Very well. Given its present state, we shall accept the scene as evidence. The omnibus. I can't believe it! The murder scene itself has become evidence. Wow, the Great British Empire never fails to impress. Either way, we should take this chance to inspect the omnibus inside and out. Oh, definitely. I will read everything now. Hold on. Sorry about that. Let me see the ages first. Okay, Vortex is 52, Megandal is 48, Van Zix is 32. Okay. Mortar is... Wow, 6. Okay. Okay. Hold on. I'll check it again. Yeah, autopsy report. Victim, alias thirst-fired mortar. Gender, male, alleged bricklayer. Cause of death, 15th February. Between 10 and 11 p.m., the victim sustained a single stab wound to the abdomen. He subsequently died of hemorrhagic. That's how hemorrhagic is written in British English. The AE, I know in American English it's written E only, but it's AE in British. Hemorrhagic shock due to internal bleeding. Okay? See this picture? What is this? I think that's all. Is that all? Oh, what is this? See this mark? Wow, there is a mark on his right ear here. Yeah. Also, one of his buttons was off. Came off even. His sleeves are. Why are his sleeves upward? I will see these details later. I will know these later. Let's examine these gloves. This really is blood, huh? What an awful thing to be faced on our first day in London. We've come this far, there's no point in griping now. Hey, I just remembered, Mr. McGondal is right-handed, right? Right, a short while ago he was toying with a coin in his right hand. Yep, that's true. Oh, if only he was left-handed. When your hand is soaked with blood, does it really matter which hand is it? Let's turn back. Let's examine the omnibus itself. Examine the roof first. This is the roof seating area. It must be so much fun to experience the scenery of London's streets from up there. Why would anyone want to ride around London up here if in the dead of winter? Not to mention having to pay money for it. I do see your point. It could freeze both body and soul. You know, for just a moment, the image of riding atop a hearse on a cold winter night came to mind. It's beginning to sound a lot more morbid than a pleasant tower. Tower. What the frick am I saying? Okay. Oh, I need to turn it around, really? Come on. Now, let the star open the door and charge into the omnibus. No matter how enthusiastically you put it, this is still a crime scene. This is awful. Oh, hello? Let's read the notice. It's a poster advertising the World's Fair, which will be held in London in half a year. The basic design of the Crystal Tower, the symbol of the World's Fair. The Crystal Tower. Yes, I heard that it is currently under construction. It seems like the whole city is bustling with excitement before the festival. The Crystal Tower, eh? Yeah, sure. This sure reminds me of another case. Spot here would be the victims, wouldn't it? That would make sense. If you look from here, it's visible to see through the skylight. Why would you ever plan to stop someone in a place like this? The incident occurred in the dead of night. Only light was inside the coach, so I don't think it was possible to see outside. At any rate, it doesn't seem like this crime was very well planned. Oh, hello. Let's examine the other seat. It looks comfy enough, but these seats are deceptively stiff. If two gentlemen were to sit side by side here, that's all that would be able to fit. These English women have such elegant clothing, they would have trouble climbing up to the roof. They'd probably be sitting here. Japanese kimono wouldn't be too much difference. Women must have it tough, or rough. Let's examine this. It's a poster advertising the World's Fair, which we have here. Okay. It's the same thing. Wow. Window. The skylight is surprisingly large. Easily large enough to witness the entire crime through it, I believe. I can't seem to find a handle, so opening the skylight from the inside of the coach must not be possible. Oh, hold on, what's this? It looks like there is a handle attached to the seat here. Hello? It's filled with tools used for omnibus maintenance. A hose feed throw. This is the first time I see this word. Oh, it's throw. It's throw, not throw. It's throw. A blanket, tools for repairing wheels and driving horseshoes. It seems to function as a trunk for the driver to store his equipment. I can see much space for passengers to place their belongings. Well, it would be a bit troublesome to open and close it constantly throughout the day. Why isn't the other seat equipped with that? Oh, hold on, what's the... Oh, that's all the equipment. Very well, let us alight from the coach. I think I've examined the coach enough. Let's see if there is anything else to examine. Okay, I've examined the coach enough. Let's continue. As for you, attorney, I order you to carry out your cross-examination. As if there is anything to be anticipated from a British cross-examination by a Japanese person. This is my first cross-examination in a British courthouse. time to Mr. Apollo resolve. Yurinosuke Naruhodo. Okay, let's press everything. As I recall, it was around 10 PM, correct? Yes, just so, yes. It was a deathly freezing cold night, yes. From what we know, there were 4 passengers. Is there no mistake in that? Yes, we were all picked up from different locations, however, yes. You'd be correct in assuming that there were no passengers who got off midway. Yes, it is as you say. No one got off, yes. So that means there wasn't anyone who ran from the omnibus after the crime occurred. Yes, well, I'm under orders from the boss to make the final trip every night. Me always wondered if there was any point in making that trip, yes. What do you mean? Feeling in that dreadful cold. I earned but 20 pence in carrying out that final trip, you see. All of it would vanish after stopping by just to warm up in a pub on the way home, yes. Defendant... Okay, let's press... You see that from the coach's skylight? Yes, when you sit on the roof, the skylight sits right at your feet. Oh, I didn't examine the roof seats. Never mind. There was a lamp inside the coach, which was what allowed me to see inside. Because both of them were wearing hats, I was unable to make out their faces. Regardless, I have no doubt that one of them was Mr. McGondle. What makes you so sure about that? Mr. McGondle is, well, a gentleman of quite short stature. It would certainly be most difficult for me not to mistake him for someone else. And indeed, when the horses were stopped and the coach doors were opened, only the deceased victim and the defendant, Gosney McGondle, remained inside. There's no room for argument. But then, the defendants got with a knife. I regret that. So you witnessed that very instant. As I had said, all of it was aptly explained in my testimony. Perhaps you are saying you have a bone to pick with my words. With me, a bank clerk. No, that wasn't my intention at all. Oops, he's completely fuming at me. Witness, I would like to hear a bit more about what you saw. Oh, my lord! Juror 3, what is the matter? I made up my mind now that everyone said their piece. I'm going with my gut here. What do you mean, sir? I've always hated the rich folk, you see. I'm sure those clots are doing shady dealings under the table somehow. That tiny old man is the culprit. Understand? You can't pull the wool over my eyes. That's a fancy scale. I don't think there is any point in waiting through this little discussion any longer. Ditto for me. I was just about to say that. We as jurors have the duty to pass down correct judgment onto everyone. What on earth just happened? This appears to be the juror's verdict. Already? White means not guilty, black is guilty. As each juror reaches his or her own conclusion, the weight of their verdict is added to the scale, as you have just seen, and is set aflame. So then, it was that colossal. If that colossal scale were to completely tip towards black, do our absolute best to prevent that from happening. Now, more nervous than ever. But all note that the juror's verdict has changed. Now, I would like for the attorney to resume his cross-examination. Of course, how incredibly frightening. Yeah, I mean, Barack Van Zieks has been winning the cases with jurors, which are technically... I don't know if they are harder or easier than regular cases, but I don't know. Maybe it's easier for the prosecutor because jurors are swayed by words. It's a battle of influence and words to convince jurors to change the votes. That's why it could go both ways. Anyhow, you said you saw the knife. You were looking down from the roof seats, correct? Yes, exactly. I was seated on one of the roof seats. I recall that the man with a small frame and the victim were sitting beside each other. I was thinking of new head designs as I guess at the city buildings, you see. And then my eyes just happened to look inside the coach from beyond the skylight. And I saw the gleam of the knife as it went inside the victim. A terrifying sight. Oh no. The jurors are discussing. Just as the jurors' doubts have been spurred on. Everyone seems remarkably suspicious of the defendant. We need to find something to refute that suspicion, otherwise... Witness! Yes? The knife you saw? I presume it is none other than this. Oh yes, it is precisely that. Could that be? Quite so. This is the same knife that was stabbed into the victim's stomach. It is a rather rash knife. The stealth of this weapon is engraved with an initial. M. It is an initial I have seen elsewhere. Huh? Don't tell me. Just like in Megando. Suffice to say, this self-proclaimed London celebrity would appear to be an utter fool. This M could belong to countless other individuals. Like, for example, that's right, the victim's name was Mortar. Wow, that objection! Amazing! It's written in British characters. Thank you, Scarlet Study. This is far too valuable for a bricklayer in poverty to own. And yes, that was a very strong voice. The most likely scenario is that the knife belongs to the defendant. Yes, that appears to be quite the inescapable reality. Milord, please excuse my rudeness. Juror 2. What is the matter? As a servant to the gentleman of the Great British Empire, I'd like to believe he is innocent. However, as a servant, I have a responsibility to accept harsh realities. Wait just a moment, please. We have to dispose of this filth now. And 3. No! Must apologize, but I love cleanliness after all. I have recorded the entire conversation thus far, and I have given it a logical appraisal. And at this very moment, I have reached my ultimate conclusion. I can't believe I've done that voice. Not again. 4 people have already chosen guilty. Only 2 more and then what should I do? The more I try to fish out from the witnesses, the more this case lands against my favor. However, as we know nothing about this incident, information is what we need above else. Yep, I have to keep pressing. It's impossible, we don't know the case. Then all we can do is watch as the fire burns away our time left until the guilty verdict. The chance to retaliate will arrive eventually, we must believe in that. But... alright, at any rate, that's all I can do for now. I can't give up here. Just need to calm down and listen to the testimony once more. Hold on. Yeah, this is the last one. Okay, let's do this. I thought I missed one for some reason. Oh yeah, by the way, I will not present anything, but however, I forgot to analyze this knife. This is the knife scabbard. What's the matter, Naruto? Oh, nothing, sorry. I just get a little uncomfortable around blades. Really now? I wouldn't expect to hear that from a man carrying the mother of all blades on his hip. Katana is different. It's not a blade. It's a Sugi's soul. Anyways, I'll go ahead and remove the scabbard. Oh yeah, let's analyze the M. I suppose this must be short for Megondol. Yes, and what lovely craftsmanship. This gold filigree must have cost him a fortune. Oh, I see. What? I've been staring at this M, but if you see it upside down, it's a W! This is the great turnabout we really need. Say it's a W? Just know we've reached the truth behind this evidence. I don't know what you're going on about, but this is clearly just an M. That was a short-lived fantasy. Oh, that's actually a good idea. That's actually good thinking. Let's examine the blood. It's stained with what looks like blood. Doubtlessly, this blood must be the victim's. It looks like English blood and Japanese blood both stain the same color. How stupid you are. Of course they do. Sorry, I know, but we only just arrived in London today, so the contradiction between these emotions is almost too much for me to handle. I'm well acquainted with that feeling. Okay, we examined the knife long enough. Let's go back to the testimony. Pardon, but what exactly did you see? Yes, the passenger was, well, collapsed on the coach's floor. Needless to say, that passenger would be the victim, the bricklayer. And then the other passenger took that knife in his hand, like this. Needless to say, that passenger would be the defendant, whose name is Gondol. Then, with that knife, saw him stab into the collapsed passenger, like this. He did what? crap, Yo-ho, my lord! My juror 5, my dear 2B, I serve as the governing boss of the London Coachmen's Guild. So I'm able to say that committing murder in a coach is the most unforgivable deed there is. Oh, he's the coach's boss. The boss of people who drive coaches. The coachman. Ugh, it's fine. I have to make an appropriate judgment, so I plan to continue to observe this trial, but I've heard more than enough. No one can stop a horse at full gallop. No, we can always try to calm it down before. Run, Silver Blaze! Leap over that pub. Five out of 6. Oh my lord. As the boss of the Coachmen's Guild, I choose to believe in Beppo's words. Oh, boss! Boss, really? Really, you have a juror who is the boss of a witness. That's kind of biased. I think bias is punishable by law, right? I don't know law that much, but I think bias is punishable. With this, the number of guilty verdicts from the jurors stands as 5. Madame, would you spare me a moment? Yes, dearie? What is it? I presume you have taken ear to the testimonies of our witnesses so far, yes? Yes, loud and clear. Why then, madame, have you not announced the verdict? Oh yeah, this is Van Ziek's strategy, I think. When 5 out of 6 people vote, he's going to convince the 6th himself. You see, around this time of the day, they would always be in the nearby park, knitting away. It's a daily routine. Such a small and adorable park. It's called Middleton Park. Huh? Was donated to London to bring smiles to everyone's faces. Such a nice man who would never stab someone. He's right! Mr. McDonald has always been contributing to the good of London. Oh! She's a supporter. Right! It's downright odd for such a man to stab someone. Mommy, let's go back to the McDonald library and read some more picture books. Stab. It would appear that much of London is still blissfully ignorant. Ignorant, that is, of Cousin McGondal's true nature. What do you mean by that? Cousin McGondal, philanthropist, a celebrity with enough wealth to purchase the entirety of London, twice and 3 times. That's the question, just how did he obtain all of that wealth? Wit, he's a salary lender, a rather unsavory one, even among that disreputable profession. What? What? Handing out loans to the weak with outrageous interest rates, then carting off all they own. The foundation of Gusney McGondal's wealth is built upon none other than these acts of usury. My, I had no idea! Madame, if you would hear me out, I'm sure you have held at least some form of suspicion. A man with enough wealth to purchase London would without a doubt own a personal coach. that is the case, then why should he go out of his way to ride in an omnibus? What? You don't mean... The victim was a bricklayer in poverty, and he had incurred a large amount of debt. Needless to say, the lender was the defendant, Cosney McGondal. Furthermore, the incident took place on the night of the loan's repayment date. Really? Poor bricklayer, deprived of his own home, he had not even a single shilling to pay with. And then, the pitiable bricklayer was finally deprived even of his own life. Done by none other than the heartless and cruel philanthropist, Cosney McGondal. It can't be. Oh, Susato is speaking. Might I interject for a moment? Susato? Claim that the victim owed debt to Mr. McGondal. Do you have any evidence to prove that? Oh, he's drinking wine! He's going to drink wine! Please forgive my impudence in my partaking of the Holy Grail within these halls of justice. There it is! Lord Van Zeek's Holy Grail! There it is! Is this really something you just let slide? This is an unexpectedly pleasant experience. I had heard that Oriental women were quite bold, but I did not think it quite to this extent. What? Actions I have taken are to be expected of any legal assistant. Regrettably, however, it seems that this boldness was nothing but recklessness. This is the self-styled customer ledger of the loans which the defendant gave out. And from what I can see, the victim's name is clearly written here. That is, I submit to the court this ledger as evidence, along with a plea to forgive my impudence is toasting to the mysteries of the Orient. In accompaniment to that wonderful toast, I shall accept the evidence. 20 guineas. 20 guineas! Yes, that is indeed quite a large loan the victim has taken. And to satisfy the repayment, McGondal took away everything he had. I guess, he had me fooled all along. It is regrettable to say this, but that's just the kind of a man he is. It's such a beautiful park too, what a horrible man. And 6. But maybe this is for the best. Please wait, reconsider a bit more before reaching your... I will show no more mercy. That's 6. My God. Hello? Naruhodo? Wake up. Final verdict has just been passed. Susato has the solution. Come on. According to the Great British Empire's Code of Law, should all the jurors return a guilty verdict, the trial will be suspended. The sentence will then be passed down by the presiding judge. Or so it's written. Sentence? In this case, the death penalty. Oh. seems there is yet more. What else? However, the defense... The Jews have reached an unanimous vote. You have my sincerest respect for your prompt and just verdict, good jurors. As the Great British Empire's Code of Law dictates, the trial shall end now. We shall immediately move on to the verdict, unless there aren't any objections. Susato, please tell me just one last thing. Of course! Just now you are about to say something. It was about the Great British Empire's Code of Law. However, the defense comes after that. Yes, please wait for a moment. Should all the Jews' verdict point to guilty and the verdict will be passed over the deciding judge. However, the defense has the right to present a closing argument to the 6 jurors. There it is. Closing argument? Did I hear you say closing argument? That book of law you hold, tell me, in exactly which era was it written? Huh? Judging from that binding, its origin easily dates back to over 50 years ago. Such a concept is no longer recorded within the current code of law, an obsolete legal process long since culled from our practice of law. The closing argument is now nothing more than a curiosity of our long history. No. Susato, what exactly is it to begin with? This closing argument. What would they be arguing for, and how? Oh yes, please wait a moment. I shall inspect it in detail now. Asserting a right without even understanding its meaning. How very Japanese of you. I see now, Naruhodo. For some reason Van Zieks hates the Japanese. There is a reason behind that, for sure. It seems we are allowed to persuade the jurors. Persuading them, even though the jurors have already chosen the verdicts? Yes, and if they change their verdict, as a result, the trial must continue. It says so right here. Changing their verdicts, this could be our very last hope. It is recorded that lawyers of the past did indeed assert their right to persuade the jurors. However, somewhere along the line, it became nothing more than a formality and vanished. Why might that be, my lord? Because it was meaningless. Huh? Once passed down, a verdict cannot be overturned. In recent years, not a single attorney has asserted that sort of right. However, there is no mention whatsoever of the abolishment of such a system either. What? In other words, even if it has been forgotten, it has still not died. What will you do, Naruhodo? Slap your face, slap. This closing argument is the only remaining opportunity we have. I will insist on it, of course. The defense asserts the right to a closing argument. The capital of the Great British Empire, London, is said to be the heart of the modern world. Hence, this courthouse is expected to hold both the shortest and most well executed trials. Closing arguments are the most wretched vice to be born in our country's legal system. But a right is a right. As long as it remains law, you cannot deny me that right. Court shall accept the defense's request, and it shall now move on to the closing argument. What utter foolishness! Are you ready, jurors? What? Oh, I wonder. This wasn't written in the juror's handbook. I was given after all. I would now like you all to state the basis behind your verdict. Basis? Why is the defendant guilty? Why is the defendant guilty? State your reason for your judgment. This is so sudden. I have not heard of such a thing. I ain't cut out for that. Sheesh. The jurors are getting flustered. It would seem that the jurors have never experienced this before. Closing argument. Defense no one has attempted before? Jesus might be a chance we desperately need. Now then, the court orders you, 6 jurors, state your basis and reasoning behind your guilty verdict. Oh my. This is new. Judicial findings. This is a new mechanic. The jury's assertions. There was no one else inside the coach, so it could only been him. 4 passengers, an earning of 20 pence. The driver's memory is trustworthy. That guy stabbed the guy next to him, like this! But even I would do that, you just did. A simple game to a logical conclusion based on every statement spoken thus far. The fellows in the coachman's guild are honest. Our fee is always 4 pence. Wow. I can't believe he stabbed a man who was already on the floor. All 6 members of the jury voting guilty really does put me in a difficult position. Is the chat not working, Joe? Or are you doing stuff? I haven't heard of you in oh man. Maybe you're too focused. I have no idea. Anyhow, there do seem to be a few vague statements in their reasoning, at least. Yeah, I thought as much. Well, enjoy your meal. In any case, I'll give it a shot. All I need to do is persuade them, right? Do it. I'll strike with all the passion I have and turn the tables on this trial. Excuse me, but wait just a moment, if you will. According to this book, what you must do is a little different. Huh? What do you mean? Isn't melting their cold, icy hearts with my warm, passionate words all I need to... I hate to say this, but once the jurors' minds are set, they will not lend an ear to the attorney's words. They won't? No man enjoys having his decisions wantonly criticized, after all. The more attorney attempts to persuade them, the greater the backfire. That's completely ridiculous! The British law dictates as such, not I. And what on earth do we do? According to what I have found out, the key to persuading them lies in the jurors' own words. Jurors? All jurors are chosen randomly from the citizen and called forth. That is why, even though they appear to be unified in opinion, they are, in fact, total strangers seated together. So you're saying that's the weak spot? Exactly. This is listen to their statements, one by one. And should there be any two statements that contradict each other, you have to show that those statements clash. The juror's contradicting statement, I already have seen two contradicting statements in this. Oh, now that I think about it, it's not much different from a usual cross-examination. Ah, yes, you are very right. You need to show how their contradictory statements clash against each other. I just might be able to do it. No, that's not quite right. Yeah, double slap. I have to do it. Now then, defense, we shall commence the closing argument. You will stand and present your argument clearly and precisely. Yes, my lord. Closing argument. Defense's rebuttal. Indeed, according to the testimony, only the defendant and the victim were in the coach. Yes, that is exactly what I meant to say. However, there could be other possibilities that we haven't thoroughly considered. Oh, like what? Well, how about we all try to think about it together? We came from a faraway country, so perhaps you do not understand. It's because we've reached the verdict that we no longer have any reason to think together. It's true, they are quick to turn a deaf ear. I guess all I can do now is show how their arguments clash. Yep. And the contradictions lurking within that statement. Yep, I will not press anymore. Pressing is hard. Clash! There is a clear contradiction within those two statements. Contradiction? Pray tell, what is it? Me? A contradiction? What on earth are you talking about? On the name of the silver blazes, I swear I know nothing. It's true that according to the testimony so far, on the night of the incident, the crime scene had 4 passengers. Furthermore, according to the driver himself, his earnings were 20 pence. Correct, such it is written in my flawless record. On the other hand, Juror 5 said the following. The omnibus's fare is always 4 pence. That's right, cheap and convenient. One should expect nothing less from a cab. Yet if that's the case, rather a natural contradiction is born. Well, what is it? 4 pence a passenger, 4 passengers. How much would the earnings be then? Oh my! Yep. That's 16 pence. Yep. The coachman lied about his or forgot about how many passengers there were. He collected 20 pence, not 16. Right, the sums don't match up. 4 pence is left over. That's just enough for a single passenger. A single passenger? Therefore, during that night on the omnibus, it was possible that there was one more passenger on board. What in blazes? Something like that, really? Drivers of the guild are honest men. Trust in the coach first and foremost. 4 passengers in a mismatched sum. Rather unreliable, isn't it? What's that? Guildmaster, if the trial were to end here, unfavorable rumors might spread through the streets of London. Perhaps like the omnibus driver overlooked the suspicious passenger's escape. Ugh. And how do you suggest that I continue this good-for-nothing trial? There we go. According to this book, you must send aloft flame of innocence. Whoa, wait just a minute. You! All of our views have finally lined up, but because of you. Oi, Beppo! Show yourself! There we go. 2 points. From downtown, 2 points. How could this happen? Pardon me, but I must do the same. From downtown! Thank you. Phew. What do you think you're doing? At the end of the day, humans are creatures who may laugh or weep over a single penny. Marush's vague memory on the subject is hardly credible. What did you say? You'd like to listen to the words of the witnesses just a bit longer. You did it, Naruto! If you can get just 2 more to change their verdict, you can continue the trial. Just 2 more. Come to think of it, there was something else in what they said that bothered me. And our next move should be to snipe it. No, to snipe at that. Ready to reveal another clash between 2 claims, huh? Right! Let's do it! The vote has changed, but the scale remains tipped toward guilty. Continue defense. Resume your closing argument. I have voted no guilty for now, so we may hear from the more financially lax. I'm voting not guilty, so we can drag Beppo back to the stand. Oh! Stab at a man who is already on the floor. Hold on. He was sitting next to him. How was he on the floor? Hello? No. Flash this. Sorry, old lady, but... These 2 statements are in complete contradiction. What in blazes? Defense! The court demands an explanation. I was only knitting Grandpa's sweater, dearie. What does that even mean? The hell is a contradiction? So the defendant stabbed the victim. That is how the witnesses from earlier testified. By the way, juror 3. What do you want? Can't you see I'm busy? In what way would you say the defendant stabbed the victim? Ha! Are you trying to test me? Like this, to the guy sitting next to him. That birdish bank clerk said so. Indeed, Mr. Fairplay testified to that effect. Now then, juror 6. What is it, sweetie? How exactly did the defendant stab the victim? Oh dear me, from what I heard, it was like this, onto the fallen bricklayer. That's what the driver said. All still just like that. Please look well upon the way you both are positioned. He stabbed the victim sitting next to him. He stabbed the victim who was already on the floor. Oh, I see now. The ways the crime was carried out are entirely different. What? Unbelievable! How could this... This means that the witnesses from earlier may not have been honest in their testimonies. Huh? Why would they lie? That I do not yet know, however. If the trial ends here, the truth will be forever lost to the darkness. Would you all truly be content with that, highly esteemed jurors? I don't want that to happen! Slam dunk it. Great scales! The blazes? Yeah, I did it. Wait. You two, don't listen to him. This black-clad attorney, yes, he's using some Eastern black magic. Eastern black magic would actually be pretty useful right now. Boy, black clothes. Huh? Oh, what is it? What's so wrong about those two saying different things? What? Consider this. First, the moneylender stabbed the victim next to him. Exactly like this stuck here. And this moneylender stabbed again when he fell to the floor. Nah, that's impossible. Just like this granny is doing. If you think of it that way, it doesn't everything line up? Who are you calling a thug? I'll cut you! Cut you too for calling me a granny! The jury has gone into an uproar. I can't help but feel that something wasn't right about the foreman's words just now. The witnesses really see two different moments of the crime. No, it's impossible. My apologies, foreman. What, you black devil? What you've said is undeniably impossible. How can you say that so confidently? I was just trying to lead everyone down the right path as the jury's foreman. Evidence! Yes, that's it. Do you have evidence? Say that the witnesses saw different moments of the crime. That's impossible. Show your proof. I have it already. All I can do is shove it in his face. Get ready for some decisive evidence. Understood? What? I'll show you the evidence. It was impossible for the witnesses to see two different moments of the same crime because, again, he was stabbed once. That's it, a single stab wound. There it is. Let's present that. There's an autopsy report in these documents right here. According to the file, the victim was stabbed only once. What? Only once? You understand now? If the victim was only stabbed once, there should be no discrepancy in what the witnesses saw. Guess I lost this round. Yeah. There we go. We got it. Unbelievable. Poor people had voted not guilty. We did it, Naruto. We've won a small victory. Look at that fist bump. A fist bump. What do you think you're doing? Quiet, old man. I won't stand for any stupid lies. We were mean to deliver a verdict as one. Told you to put a sock on it. In it. It's on it. It's not bootleg. Hello, Joe. Hey. This is a canon prequel. Don't you dare call Susato bootleg. I want to know who's lying through their teeth. So if they ever come knocking at my shop and shave their head, with his thick knife. So I guess Knifey is a barber then. In light of this sudden and unbelievable situation, the vote for the jurors has changed as a result of this closing argument. 2 vote guilty and 4 vote not guilty. Yeah, substitute, that's much better. Substitute is a much better word. Therefore, the court acknowledges the misalignment of the verdict and orders you all to resume the trial. You did it. Now then, defense, prosecution, witnesses, return to your proper places. From this point forth, the court expects further deliberation on the truth of this case. Now, Prosecutor Van Zieks, please proceed to the testimony at once. Whoa, he's getting angry. Oh, he's gonna drink, for real now. No? Whoa! It was my desire to enjoy the sweet fragrance of this holy grail in these halls of justice. What is an attorney? A miserable little piles of contradictions! What is a trial, I mean? Not an attorney. Oops, that went wrong. Anyhow. How impudent of me to shatter it without even taking a sip. I plead for your forgiveness. Prosecutor Van Zieks! What is with this extremely cold aura? The prosecution has remained silent throughout the closing argument. We have lent our ears as a token of respect to the ancient code of law. As foolish as it is. But it would appear I have vastly overestimated the intelligence of the jurors. I suppose it matters not. The more obvious the truth, the harder it is to convey its validity. That's why our court arranged this meeting, to have a chance to explain the case at length. And now, it's time to draw the curtains on the next duel. Whoa! He removed his cloak! I request that the witnesses take the stand once again! He removed his cloak! He is Dracula! Wow! Witnesses, I presume you have all heard the closing argument just now. Yes. Of course. Oh, I heard it, sir. Witnesses, as I recall, you are the coachman Beppo. Witness, as I recall, you are the coachman Beppo, correct? Yes. During the testimony earlier, you purposely kept quiet about a fifth passenger in the scene. You will find yourself with a criminal charge. Do take that into consideration. Oh. Court now orders the witnesses to provide a second testimony, namely, testimony regarding the numerous doubts that arose from the closing argument. There were 4 passengers that night, truly, but it's just At that time, as a passenger, I was told the coach fee was 5 pence, you see? On top of being scammed, I was supposed to see something so horrifying, it's too much to bear. Mr. McGondon stabbed the victim. What I saw is the unshakable truth. I do believe that he stabbed him, yes? So, what exactly does this mean? That passenger that our Japanese attorney prattles on about never existed. root of it all is the mischief of that coachman there. Oi, Beppo! Yes, boss? The fee that the coachman's guild all agreed on was supposed to be 4 pence! You pocketed that extra penny, didn't you? Well, it was gold. It was the last dispatch. There weren't many customers either. It's very proper coachman conduct, it seems. Oh, I'm sorry. Beppo, you prat! Thanks to you, our credibility has taken a beating. But sir, just the week before I had to pay 10 pence to ride the omnibus. Bollocks! 5 pence times 4 passengers, that makes 20 pence. I've calculated 10 times over, but the result refuses to change. Well, yes, it won't. It appears that one of the doubts has been clarified. In any case, attorney, the court hereby orders that you begin your cross-examination. The closing arguments serve no function other than prolonging this trial. Prolonging and prolonging, both are correct, as I said before. I pray that you do your utmost to entertain us. Of course. Okay. Just what? Oh, I didn't read that. There were 4 passengers, but the fare you just collected was 5 pence, right? Is that correct? Yep, I memorized that. I took that by memory, by the way. What I missed? Beppo. It's Beppo, not Beppo. No, it's Beppo. It's Beppo. If it was Beppo, it would be 2 E's, not 2 P's. Oh, I need to not overthink these trivial matters. It's not like that. The last trip on a cold winter's night is going to make any money anyway. It's far too cold. My horse and I were halfway to dropping where we stood. That sounds pretty rough. Indeed, I should be congratulating myself. Bank up job, Beppo. Beppo. I'd say Beppo and... Bank up job, Beppo, I would say. I'm sure those feelings were what made me charge that extra penny. Don't act like you were forced to do it. If there really was a 5th person aboard the omnibus last night, then there should have been a chance that he or she was the real killer. At that time, as a passenger, I was Incidentally, you collected 5 pence from everyone on board, correct? I paid 5 pence. Naturally, I paid 5 pence as well. I received 5 pence from everyone. Grief. It would seem that this contradiction of yours was not a contradiction at all. And with that, your supposed phantom killer has vanished into thin air as well. Never even showed up in the first place, though. On top of things. When you say horrifying, you must mean the murder, right? Yes, precisely! I can't imagine that anyone would want to see another person getting stabbed. Well, to be honest, I didn't actually, see the moment it happened, see? Ah, is that so? There is another who did indeed witness the incident, the banker. So Mr. Lady First didn't actually see the moment the victim was stabbed. By the way, lady first is a pun on the famous sentence, ladies first. I get it now. I wonder if there is a particular reason why he didn't. I heard the sound of the banker gasping and I looked down at the skylight, but by then all I saw was the knife stabbing the victim's chest, and of course I saw the blood. Ever since then, when I'm having a meal to see it and see a table knife, I can't help but shriek. Are you sure? The defendant stabbed the victim in the seat next to him, correct? Absolutely! Haven't you been listening to me? This has been bothering me for a little while now. For a second just before answering, he seemed to hesitate unnaturally. What's more, weren't there only 2 people sitting inside the omnibus? At present, we found nothing that indicates there were any other passengers. In that case, what's stopping you from handing down your verdict right now? I've got a bad feeling about Mr. Fairplay's testimony. What could it really mean? I do believe that he stabbed him, yes. What's this? Just now you testified that you witnessed the moment that the victim was stabbed. Yes. If I recall, the victim was lying on the floor and stabbed with an underhand grip. Perhaps I misunderstood. What are you saying now? I recall correctly at the time, while driving my omnibus, I heard a scream ring out from the rooftop seats. That was probably me. Then, when I turned to look, yes, that's when I saw it from the skylight. The victim was on the floor, and the knife was sticking out of his chest. One holding the knife was that local celebrity over there, yes sir. You mean to say that you didn't see the moment the defendant stabbed the victim? Up until now I was convinced that I saw it happen, but well, now that I really think about it, it would be far too convenient if it actually seen the very moment it happened. Oh, hello? If I may, Mr. Fairplay, I can see through you all. Right now, I bet you are all thinking it would be far too convenient for him to have actually seen the very moment it happened, aren't you? Well, be that as it may, Mr. Fairplay is getting pretty worked up. Depending on my answer, I might be able to squeeze some new information out of him. Just happened to catch a glimpse of the crime as it was committed. Is that plausible? Plausible? I think it can't be. It's a nice story, but I don't buy it. That is, not unless you had been peeking through the skylight for the entire trip. Ah, there it is. Peeking? I'll have you know I'm a banker from the big city. Why, on my honor as a banker, my memory is crystal clear. The memory of that dreadful scene. If you please, witness. Yes, my lord? Please add what you recall of the scene that you witnessed as your testimony. Alright. Okay, you can count on me. I'll never forget the sight of his hands, both covered in blood, after the stabbing. Oh, that's totally wrong. However, I will press this. I'll press this first. I know exactly what to present there. Covered in blood? Well, maybe covered is a bit of an exaggeration, but anyway, his hands were still stained red with blood. You were able to see that from the omnibus skylight. The skylight was fairly large, moreover. light inside the coach was bright enough that I could see quite clearly. What's that? That's news to me. Something about that doesn't seem right. Times like this, maybe it would be a good idea to take another look at the court record. Yeah, I know exactly what to present. Moments ago, the style was about to come to a close. Somehow, we managed to keep hanging on. I need to uncover some new information in this cross-examination, no matter what. However, if you were just thoughtlessly press these witnesses, you may end up revealing information that could prove to be decisively against our case. If I let that scare me, we'll end up losing vital information we need as well. Huh? Indeed, you are correct. At any rate, I can't let even the smallest reaction escape my sight. So if an unusual reaction catches your attention, question them on it with everything you've got. Okay, I know exactly what to present. Gloves. Hello. Both hands were covered in blood, then. Well, maybe covered is a bit of an exaggeration, but... Anyway, your hands were stained with red blood. Blood. Both of them. Clear as day. I'm sorry, but something seems fishy here. Wow, I love this pose. What? These are the gloves which Mr. McGondal was wearing on last night. His gloves? These gloves do have dark stains on them. However, as you can see, only the right glove is stained with blood. Ah! He's eating his cane. Therefore, Mr. Fairplay, the testimony is nothing short of foul play. Yep. Ah! This can't be. There's no way. You're lying, young man. Huh? Yep, you've made it clear as day. Mr. Fairplay, if your words were lies, then your entire testimony should be called into question. You said that you saw the moment the victim was stabbed, but was that really the truth? Wow. All men make mistakes. You can't accuse everyone of lying. Indeed, it was just one hand rather than both. Ultimately, the fact that the gloves were blood-stained is unequivocal. However, Mr. Fairplay insisted that he was absolutely sure it's possible that this witness has been deliberately lying to us. I must die! A reputable bank clerk of the city be forced to go through this! Even though I'm an upright, innocent gentleman with nothing to hide. Fairplay supposedly has no reason to lie. Is that really the case? Naruto! If you could prove that he does have a reason to lie, I believe the direction of the style would change entirely. I have evidence to show that he had the reason to forge his testimony. Really? I didn't see this thing. I didn't examine this thing. Let's open it. Imagine that this ledger holds secrets about all sorts of English gentlemen. I'm not sure if such information should be available to us. But it's not like we know any English gentlemen, other than that great detective anyway. You will not find Sherlock Holmes' name in this book. Besides, let us take a closer look. pages. Names fill the page. Each one listing yet another gentleman of London. But we don't really know if they're gentlemen. Not everyone in the great British Empire is high-born. Ah! What's wrong? What's wrong? Look right here! Look at this thing! Oscar Fairplay! I knew it! Oscar Fairplay! Who is that again? I can't keep these Western names straight, but it is familiar. That's the name of the gentleman on the witness stand at this very moment! Oh, the banker! Me? Why is this name on the book? See, it's written here that he has an outstanding debt of 20 guineas. It looks like he's due to repay his debt very soon. It may just be a coincidence, but we should take note of this just in case. Now I have evidence to present. My lord! What is it, attorney? The defense is ready to present evidence. Evidence? This witness has reason to lie in his testimony regarding Mr. McGonagall. Very well. Now I must order the defense to present their next piece of evidence. What evidence will prove that the eyewitness's testimony might have been a lie? This is Mr. McGonagall's account ledger. In other words, a list of people who suffer because of his usury. Among the people who suffer is a name that should be familiar to everyone here. Oscar Fairplay. Huh? What in the world? Witness, did you borrow money from the defendant? No, I wouldn't go so far as calling it borrowing. You borrowed 20 guineas. That's quite a large sum, isn't it? So what? What's the big deal about it? If by any chance Mr. McGonagall was declared guilty, what happened to that debt of yours? According to the document, this was a private loan from the defendant. Therefore, if the defendant were to receive the death penalty, the contract would be annulled. And Mr. Fairplay's debt would essentially vanish. Vanish? No, Mr. Fairplay. Through this false eyewitness testimony of yours, are you trying to make your 20 guinea debt vanish? Yep, he lied because he wanted him guilty. Order! 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 Oscar Fairplay! Yes? I will ask you once. Keep in mind that your answer will have tremendous importance. Did you truly witness the very moment the victim was stabbed by the defendant? The silence tells us all we need to know. Mr. Fairplay, you haven't told us the truth. Wait, please! Certainly I may have gone a tiny bit too far. Tiny bit? Really? However, at the very least, if there is anything I can claim with confidence, is that I saw blood on the criminal's hands. Remember, we only found traces of blood on one of his gloves. Yes, but excuse me, might I have a moment? What is it, Mr. Lady First? The truth is, I have some recollection of seeing that as well. Seeing what? The culprit's hands stained with blood. And it really was both hands, I think. Uh-oh. What? says we need to request another testimony. Testimony on what these witnesses really saw and what they did not see. Is that agreeable? Yes. Naruhodo! The tables seem to have turned in this trial. Yes, you're right. This might finally be the chance for our counterattack. What I really saw, Both of the culprit's hands were stained with blood. I remember it clearly, I swear. Suppose you could say that. I did not see the instant the defendant stabbed the victim. Of course, the knife that stabbed the victim and the blood on the burner's hands as well. I only heard the scream from the roof seats. I didn't see anything. Either way, if there were any other passengers, I think we would have all seen them. Even the judge is flustered. Astounding! You didn't see the moment of the crime was committed? The moment the crime was committed? I'm deeply sorry, but Judge, my lord! There were no other passengers in the omnibus, and the culprit's hands were soaked in blood. I think that's the same as having seen it. No, it's not the same at all. Verify it once more in the interior of the omnibus. As the testimony states, the seat is stained with blood from the moment of the crime. Hence, it can be said that the circumstances overall have not changed in even the slightest. Now then, attorney, I order you to carry out the cross-examination. Yes, my lord. Yes, my lord. I love that. It reminds me of Warcraft 2. No, it's 3 actually. 3 more. Okay, let's press this. However, as it turns out, that wasn't the case after all. The defendant's own gloves prove as much. Yes, I understand that. Say what you will. But it doesn't change what I saw. Both hands were stained with blood. Even in the face of evidence, he's sticking to his story. Yet I'm hesitant to cast this aside as a simple case of him mistaking his own sight. Such a petty dispute. Whether it was one hand or both is trivial. There is only one truly important fact. Right after the crime was committed, the accused's hands were stained with blood. And I suppose you could say that I did not see the instant the defendant stabbed the victim. Don't try to fool the court with just vague wordings. Claim that you witnessed the moment of the crime. You should know just how important those words really are. Okay, that's Asugi's pose. He really took the katana pose and that pose from Asugi after he died. Wow, I like that touch. However, there is no one else I could imagine to be the culprit. So I just offered my opinion to save everyone else's time. Oh, that's Phoenix's pose in the future. However, he does it with the palm of his hand, not with his finger. You owe the defendant 20 guineas. Isn't that right? Yep, you're right, Joe. That's what I said. Are you trying to frame the defendant so that you could avoid repaying your debt? That's not at all the case! You only suffered a slightly devastating loss at the Derby, nothing more. Of course, I fully intend to win it all back at the Derby this weekend and pay up. You don't say. Slightly devastating loss, I see. For bankers, simply borrowing a bit for the weekend is no trouble at all. This man certainly has been making quite a few questionable statements. Let us pretend for now that we were not exposed to this man's dangerous habits. You, the next witness, shall proceed with your testimony. Is it really alright to just ignore that? Very good. Okay. I said that. Also saw the accused's hands covered in blood? Yes, I know what you were going to say. I'm fully aware that only one of his gloves had blood on it. Yes, that is indeed correct. From what I can remember, when Mr. McDonald was sitting next to the victim, I don't think he was wearing any gloves in the first place. So you're saying that at that time he wasn't wearing any gloves? Yes, I think that's why I was able to see the blood so clearly. Makes sense. When blood soaks into leather, it gets darker and harder to see. Incidentally, that night when the accused was apprehended by an officer on the scene, in the dim lamplight he also failed to note any traces of blood on Mr. Mengudal's gloves. So once the coach stopped, no one could tell if there were any traces of blood on his hands. That is indeed quite curious. There's definitely something here, I just don't know what it is yet. See anything? Yep, yes sir, you got it! I'm really sorry about earlier, I am. We're going so far as to say, you know, that I had seen the moment he was stabbed. Alright, boss! So, you know, I had my reasons for saying what I said. But you're not necessarily saying you didn't see anything at all, correct? Nope, I didn't see a thing. Yep. No, I mean, for instance, you were the one driving the omnibus. At the very least, you must have seen the London cityscape and driving along. What? Why is he silent about that? Guess maybe you didn't? That night it was cold enough to knock a man right out. Especially me being in the coachman's seat, I'm telling you, my brain nearly froze solid. One might venture to say, taking the last ride on the omnibus in the middle of winter is not the best idea. Backbone! Either way, if there... Oh, there it is. You both witnessed the incident from the rooftop seating area, right? Yes, indeed. Seats felt like they were nearly frozen solid. Yeah, I saw it too. All while shivering from the cold. I may ask, why were you gentlemen sitting on the roof in the first place? Yes, well, you see, we were entirely unable to enter the omnibus. Unable to enter? Why couldn't you enter the coach? The coach was locked from the inside. We even knocked and weren't let in. Was locked? Oh my god, that's right! An omnibus should be open to all. Whose bright idea was it to lock it from the inside? Wow! Yes! Why was it locked? One asks. I had the same problem. When I went to knock, it looked like they were shooing me away from the inside. Because of that, we sat on the roof and watched them through the skylight. In fact, you could even say we were glaring at them. That's why we can both say the following with utmost confidence. That there had been another person inside, absolutely would have seen them. This fact is as clear as day. What's going on with this testimony? So we could see everyone inside the coach through the skylight, huh? Mr. Fairplay, please confirm this for us once more. While aboard this omnibus, both of you witnessed the incident through the skylight while seated on the roof, correct? Indeed, that is correct. In that case, it seems there was a place inside the coach where you couldn't have seen the passengers. What? That can't be! Now this time I might not be able to make this claim with absolute certainty. But, when the incident occurred, there is a distinct possibility that there was another person riding the omnibus. Inside it, of course. You can leave your pointless speculation for the Eastern Courts, attorney. No matter what, the burden of proof still falls on you. As you can see, the crime scene sits right over there. Very well, defense. The court demands an answer. Show us by using this cross-section of the omnibus. Show us where another passenger could have hidden inside the omnibus. It has to be inside this. That has to be the only way. Hold on, the side of the omnibus. Okay, I present to this. These roof seats are set up facing the same direction the omnibus moves in. As for the inside, seats are made to face each other. So at the time, the rooftop passengers' field of vision through the skylight was like this. Oh! Yeah, that's true. I mean, only the ones sitting in the back would see these guys. If you were sitting there, you would not see anyone. Okay, only this guy would see this. This guy, if this guy would have to see this, he would have sit on the opposite. No one can see this place. Really, not even the backseat passengers. That's true. That's sound logic. Oh, that's right. As you can see, they couldn't have seen the seats that were opposite the victim and the culprit. Therefore, if there was another passenger in those seats, it would have been impossible for the witnesses to overlook them. Ah! Oh, frame roll. So you are saying that it's only possible that there was another passenger seated inside? It would seem that misdirection is but one of your country's vile practices. Indeed, evidence is absolute in the course of the Great British Empire. This also applies to your supposed mystery passenger. It's because of the FPS. For some reason, the FPS drops when I play this game. I didn't experience it with any other game. I'm sorry, Joe, really. But it's fine, as long as I'm playing the game. I'm happy. However, if you are prepared to name this person, then it's a different story. Naruto, can you do it? Do I have a good idea who it could be there? Do I know who was sitting in the witness blind spot? don't have a clue. So long as you stand here as a Japanese man, there are times when you simply press on, whether you think you can or not. Right? Well, I mean, I guess I can't really say no. Alright, I get it. Time to press onward. The defense would like to present that person's name. Wow! Okay. Oh, he brought another glass! How preposterous. Such is the stopgap response of one of who does not know his standing. Know well the weight of the obligation you have just placed upon yourself. Court requests an answer from the defense. This is the chance for the counterattack I've been waiting for. On that night, when the crime took place, the person that I believe was sitting in the blind spot is... Who? The driver? Oh no, this is bad. I don't know who. Let me see. Okay, these two are on the roof. These two were sitting normally. So it's the driver. It has to be the driver. Let's present the driver. The one in the blind spot was obviously this person. I have no idea what train of thought could have led you to that conclusion, but your answer was just now proves only one fact. It's not that. The only thing filled with blind spots is the inside of your own head. Looks like I was wrong. Naruto, right now we are serving as Mr. McGondal's defense. So if he did not commit the crime, then... Oh, that's right, but... this other person in the coach must be the true culprit. It's true, but... Oh! So what the witnesses saw was the victim and the true culprit? Naruto, it seems we might have misunderstood the truth all this time. Assume the witnesses didn't see Mr. McGondal, then where would Mr. McGondal have been sitting? The court requests an answer from the defense. Okay. I think it's McGondal himself. Yeah, it has to be McGondal. There we go. The passenger that the two sitting on the roof overlooked must have been Cousin McGondal. Cousin McGondal? But he's the defendant himself. Oh, the slow-mo is back. Whoa! How impudent of me to shatter the holy grail in the halls of justice. I plead for your forgiveness. Now he did what is a man. What is an attorney? A miserable little pile of evidence. There it is. That's the correct one. Whoa! I told you I was going to like this guy. I told you. Lord Van Zeeks! To think I would believe that your tiny overseas nation possessed what we called civilization. It appears that I overestimated you. What are you trying to say? Shall tell you, uncivilized exchange student who knows nothing of logic. At the time of the incident, the defendant was sitting next to the victim. The witnesses have testified as such. Is this not the premise of the entire case. It could very well be that the premise itself is wrong. What's this now? If you assume that Mr. McGondle was next to the victim at the time of the incident, then an unresolvable contradiction arises. Contradiction. These are the defendant's leather gloves. These two witnesses unanimously testified to the following. The culprit sitting next to the victim had blood stains on both his hands. However, the truth is that there was only blood on one glove. The importance being, when confronted with this evidence, their testimony did not change. The testimony didn't change? Yes, even now, these two witnesses still claim to clearly remember blood on both hands. Therefore, that memory is the truth. That's how we must look at it. An unknown third party was sitting next to the victim. What's more, blood must have stained both of their hands. And just who do you suppose this third party is? The true culprit, of course. What? The true culprit? Please stop. Order! 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 This is absolutely... The defense's claim is entirely baseless. Witnesses testified that they distinctly saw the defendant. However, Mr. Fairplay also said this in his testimony. Because both of them were wearing hats, I was unable to make out their faces. Right. It was impossible to see their faces from the skylight. Yes, they were both indeed wearing hats. As a hatter, I pay much attention to people's hats. In that case, what kind of hats were the two people wearing? I suppose I happened to forget. What happened to you being a hatter, huh? In any case, it is impossible that a third party was inside the coach. And how can you assert that so confidently? If that person did happen to exist, the defendant, Cosney McGondle, should have said so himself. Perhaps you intend to claim that even the defendant himself overlooked the true culprit inside the coach. No, yes, he overlooked. You remember, Joe? McGondle said himself that he sleeps on when he's driving on omnibuses. Please stop slowing. Yeah, when for example, when the crowd speaks, the FPS drops a lot. He's right. There was a third person inside the omnibus. It's difficult to believe that Mr. McGondle wouldn't have known. Order! The court believes that there is a very simple way to find the answer to this question. I presume that would be to request the testimony of Cosney McGondle himself. Yes. What's the prosecution's opinion on this matter? Naturally, I am opposed. Reason being, suspect should report everything he knows to the police upon interrogation. It is possible that there is something which Mr. McGondle didn't mention. Cosney McGondle is a league apart from those foolish, small-time scoundrels. Finally, I said that word correctly. Were he to have concealed any information, then he would have had some reason for doing so. It is the defense's opinion. Well, my lord, should I ask for Mr. McGondle's testimony? Yes. In order to know the truth behind this murder, we need to hear what he has to say. The defense asserts that we must hear the defendant's testimony. I believe we should hear what these 6 jurors have to say as well. Well, I was just in the middle of thinking about it. I would like to hear what Mr. McGondle has to say. Isn't it obvious? We have to hurry up and drag that guy out here. Thinking about it logically, we must hear his testimony. When you do something, go all the way. That's the law of the guild. I thought to hear from the man who funded such a beautiful park. That's right. We all want to hear from him. Hello? Juror 1, I hate this guy. In that case, the court will request testimony from the defendant. Bailiff, bring him to the stand immediately. For the love of God. What really happened that night? Just might become clear soon enough. Now, the trial is to resume. Defendant, have you been listening to the trial thus far? Of course, my lord! Seek the answers to 2 questions. First, does this so-called third party in the omnibus really exist? And second, if this person does exist, why did you withhold this information from the authorities? Dear me, how impressive you all are! I can't hide anything from you. What is the meaning of this, witness? To tell you the truth, I've been unsure whether to mention it or not. Mr. McGondle. Well, it's just that as the good barrister says, it's true that there was another person inside the omnibus that night. There was a third passenger? And I let that passenger escape from the crime scene. What? Why did you do that? It's too late for such a weak excuse, Cousin McGondle. I'm really very sorry, Lord Baroque Fancies. Why did I not tell the police as soon as I was arrested? Honestly speaking, my reason for doing so may be a bit questionable. That reason was... I didn't want to get an innocent youth involved in this incident. What's this? The police knew of her presence. She would surely be suspected, arrested, and maybe even brought to court. I wanted to keep that from happening. So it's a girl, okay? One can't win the hearts of youth when they have their whole futures ahead of them, right? Then, with this innocent youth you speak of? Well, I wouldn't know. Wouldn't know? After all, I met her by chance in the omnibus that night. There is not a single reason for us to trust this man's fairy tales. The prosecution asserts that the defendant's remarks are not worth listening to. Perhaps that young lady is, even now, watching over my trial from the audience of this courtroom. Whoa. Smoke! Fire! There's a fire! Someone is running away! Go after them! It's no good! You can see it all the smoke. What's going on? No, we're in danger. Get down close to the ground. Bailiffs, don't let the defendant escape. Secure the omnibus. Court declares an emergency recess. The bailiffs will capture the defendant and assist in evacuating the courtroom. You were then forced out of the courtroom by the bailiffs. Everyone wanted to get out first, and it descended into mayhem. As they tried to figure out what was going on, the trial was momentarily suspended. And with this suspension, I will suspend the stream. After saving, of course. That was an interesting trial. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you next time for more Let's Play of the Great Ace Attorney. Goodbye!